Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Jeanne, and today we have a great one for you on Cliffside. Today we have Divine DFP playing as the blue, as the English, and across the way in the orange we have VN Hung ADC, both top tier players. We'll leave Divine's link in the description below. I do not believe that VN Hung streams, but I will check to see if there's any links, and if you find one, please do let me know. But Divine streams usually more at nighttime on EST, so would highly recommend. Very chill stream. Now, Joan of Arc, she finally received some nerfs. We can see that she's now going out to build all the things. Pretty standard for this, and I'll get into those changes right now. Jeanne experience will be decreased from killing boars from 50 to 25, which is a huge tempo swing early game that she's been having. So this will help out with how quickly she's been getting into that tier 3 level so quickly, and it's really hard to deal with early on. Her armor will be reduced from 4-4 to 3-3. This is massive. She was absorbing every single shot possible, so now she'll finally be able to be taken down early game. The Red Palace landmark is also going to be tweaked back down to the original, kind of matching what the French is currently, from 60 to 40. Same with the emplacement range. The guild hall will also have their stone generation being reduced by 50% to match the normal French as well. So pretty much going back to, we're kind of just taking away a little bit of Joan's strength and seeing if they can kind of make it as a unique French civilization. We'll have to see if that comes into fruition. Now we haven't seen an English game in quite some time on my channel. I'm welcoming them back. Divine's an incredibly good player. Traditionally, he does go for that 3 TC kind of style, so that fast castle age, getting that King's, oh my goodness, not the Abbey, King's Tower, and then kind of going from there, putting out a second TC early on. It is very hard against Joan of Arc, but maybe with these nerfs, there is a chance. Now, we do see that Joan is going to be building up this school of cavalry all by herself. That is to get additional experience. So we have been seeing this more and more. What you can do with this piece of information, though, is you know that she will not be kind of moving out in the map, and you do kind of have a timing exactly when she'll be going out for that boar. Not that you can do much about it because it's still pretty early on, but at least you won't be seeing a quick school of cavalry too often. It's important to scout this out to see where she is at in terms of her transformation and getting into that tier 2 kind of when she turns into a woman at arms. If that is the case, you will probably be seeing some early pressure on your way. I mean, this is kind of what they've always been doing, getting those early knights out, getting Joan those early levels. And I mean, leave a comment for me in the description below. Do you call her Joan, Jeanne? What's your go-to description of this variant civ? And then on top of that, if you have been enjoying, and if you do also notice that the mic is going to be different, I tweaked it a lot. Thank you. Sorry for that last video. The mic came out so dull and so quiet. So hopefully this has been increased. I increased the levels a lot. I'm sitting right in that yellow range. So let me know if that is a more preferred level, and now I can kind of tweak it from there. I've been listening to it nonstop, but this is the best I got so far. Now, you can also leave a like and subscribe. That would mean a whole bunch to me. And as we wait to see what the kind of builds will kind of be, we can also see Divine's going for that early second TC. I'm telling you, this is what Divine loves to do as the English. If you are a high-level player and you're going against Divine's English, you're going to be seeing 3 TCs almost 100% of the time. It's always going to be happening. Now let's see where Divine decides to put that second TC. We could put it over here on this deer. It's a little bit kind of tucked away, kind of safe and sound. You can add some wall offs for that French knight. You can always put it a little bit closer. You can put it over here near your gold. Get that done. What happened over here? Why did that? I mean, they had to do this to get Council Hall. How did that die? Did he accidentally delete it? That's kind of funny if that's the case. It's also super unfortunate for Divine. We can see that Joan is still collecting all of that experience she possibly can, and she should be digging up to that next stage quite soon, and then she'll be able to go out and kill that boar, which I'm assuming is going to be this one because it's so close, and then can move out to this one over here. Remember, it's only boar. It's not deer. It's only boar and wolf, so Don't be killing all the deer like you're facing against a roost player. You do not have to do that. We're seeing an early wheelbarrow coming out for the Jeanne player at this point. So looking to be good. We can see that she must be so close to getting that upgrade because she is heading out. There it is. There's transformation, and she'll be able to slice this down. This will only be giving her 25 XP and not 50, but you should always expect to, when playing against Joan of Arc, you will be for sure dealing with some early, they'll be out on the map early, so you can punish this a lot. We've seen this in a few of my other videos from pro players, but you'll know that there's going to be a lot of villagers over here pretty susceptible to a raid, so some early horsemen go a long way. Early longbowmen also can really play a role early on, but you have to wait and see. Now, 2 knights are out on the map. They're looking around, trying to see what they can do. This town center is going up. It is in range of this other town center, so no villager should be going down. But there is the knight. They have arrived. They see the villagers on the backhand side. Nice positioning here from Divine. Some nice micro there, pulling them all back. And is actually going to be getting some nice damage onto this knight. So will not be able to come back anytime soon. The second town center will be protecting this gold, making sure they can start to get into that castle age, which is so important for this build order. As I mentioned, Divine's going to be going for that early, most likely that early castle age. I'm just assuming, but we can see that's a lot of villagers on gold, so we might be seeing exactly what I'm talking about. And I was just going to say, we do need some food. So the next thing is to get some early farms up. This is very nice. And this is kind of the style that Divine likes to do. He builds these TCs in kind of a manner so that they can put safe farms in between them. That way you can really stop any shenanigans from these early knights. Because imagine early on, no matter, even though they are French knights, which are pound for pound the best unit in the entire game, I mean, it's still going to be very hard to dive this farm transition over here in between 2 TCs. And the English have that machine gun for a TC over here, can really lay some peppering fire. They're the knights. They're seeing that there's not really any good way to kind of get in. This would be the only sweet spot back here behind this house, getting into this wood line. It looks like Jeanne is going to be looking to see if he can find a little bit of a sweet spot to kind of get in there, but actually does decide to back off. No, here we go. And they're already backing out. They don't want that smoke. They're like, you know what? It's not going to be worth it. They adjust and over here, which is in range of the other TC. So Divine's feeling pretty good about this at the current moment. There is 4 knights out in the map. No stone being collected at this point for the Joan of Arc player. So they're going to be going for a 1 base style. You're going to have to do some sort of damage to this English player, or else they're going to be able to just scale. Now we see that Divine went for an early fertilization. That is usually the go-to once you get at least 1 whole farm, most likely 2. I believe Beastie's kind of recommendation is about getting 2. But look at Jeanne. Remember before this, Jeanne used to be able to tank that for days. With that armor adjustment, it's massive. She is no longer just a tanky person. Look at that armor, 3 and 2. So now that 2 is coming into play, and she can get ripped apart from this TC. There's still not armor level 2 over here for range, which is going to be a must for this kind of breakdown. Jeanne can heal herself, but it's very slow going. It's not nearly as fast as just spamming out this Divine Restoration, but just a lot more susceptible. So interesting to see. Let me know, do you guys think it's enough? Do you think it's a good enough nerf to Jeanne? It does look like, from the games I've been seeing on stream, hearing the reactions from players, especially the ones that kind of play in the lower kind of leagues, diamond and below, seeing that it's not nearly as oppressive so far. I haven't played against her yet myself, but I wouldn't be surprised. There's actually the white towers going down. So not the 3 TC play. We're going to be going for a nice, safe white tower. Going to be able to produce knights right out of this thing and match any production that Jeanne is going for. But Jeanne also, at the same time, going for a quick castle age as well. So that guild hall will probably plop down anytime now. And there we go. Like magic, like clockwork, it pops up on the right-hand side. So we're going to be seeing a slugfest, probably in that kind of that mid-20s range, I'm assuming. It just has that kind of vibe, or it could go for a long one. If we see some stone walls, that thing could be a 30, 40, 50-minute game. It's going to be a long, dragged-out situation, and both players, I mean, honestly, Divine hasn't even invested in 1 military unit. There are 4 French knights on the map, and Divine hasn't even had to produce 1 military unit so far. There is the farms, going to be putting it close to that TC and that white tower. Now, the white tower did get a slight adjustment in terms of visualization. We haven't actually seen anything to actually comment on this, but look at the mass of it now. They kind of redid the ratio to just make it a lot more realistic in terms of how massive it actually is. It doesn't actually change any of the size or anything like that. It just looks a lot more visually appealing, which the Age of Empires devs are so good at doing. Now Divine sees what's on the map and he goes, you know what, I have the answer. It's just called Crossbowman. Can produce these out of these Council Hall, lickety split. We have plenty of gold over here, and we have plenty of food. So two things the English are going to make very easy, and we're going to make light work of these knights. If they do decide to dive anything over here, after these pot shots from these crossbowmen and this white tower cover plus the TC cover, it's not going to be able to last for very long. Now Divine still has 22 on food. We can switch over to the per minute at this point. English players just kind of hanging out, kind of chilling. We don't see any more economic upgrades coming out just yet, but I would not be surprised if we see that quite soon. And remember, there's no second TC over yonder, so it's going to be a slow increasing for Divine as he produces more and more villagers. The monastery is out. The perks of having these knights early out on the map, you can start to get that early pressure and start collecting those relics. We have one over yonder. We have another one right down the middle, which would be a good one to snipe. This one up top, and then, of course, down below. This one will most likely be Divine's, but actually it's in a kind of a weird spot. And it is actually pretty susceptible to getting yoinked by one of those prelates. Let's see. Looks like the first one was taken, but where is it from? I don't see the collection group anywhere just yet. It's actually going to be... Nope. I tell a lie. I don't know where that prelate went, but we will find it eventually. Are you over here? No. You're just going to be taking sacred sites. So nothing doing there. But how we start, there is the first one out in the map. I could have sworn I saw one run past. Maybe it was just a knight in a weird thing. Or maybe it was just Jeanne kind of running away. I didn't quite see it. But plenty of food in this map for the French player, not feeling too concerned at all. That's a massive crossbowman ball, though. And Jeanne's going to be able to be picked off quite easily. But they're going to go, you know what, you have to get out eventually, so we're going to have to draw you out by bringing out all these sacred site captures. Vian Hung is trying to get Divine out of their base. But Divine actually has a pretty nice army into what this is, and there's the crossbowman. They can actually move up and take a pot shot. Unfortunately, that poor scout took a stray right in the side of the dome, goes down quite quickly. Now we see the arbs are coming out for our, I guess our French player, our Joan of Arc player. Divine saving up plenty of food though, so I'm pretty sure with these 15 crossbowmen, he's feeling pretty good to just go right into that fast Imperial Age. And so is honestly Hung. Hung is going over here, 2,400 food, just needs the gold to catch up, and they're going to be going fast Imperial. Both players will be hitting Imperial Age probably around that 15-minute mark. Actually, Divine actually dropped a good amount of resources on these upgrades to try to get it even faster. A misplaced farm over there, but feeling very safe and very good at this point. Now, these villagers are a little bit susceptible to these night raids. They might actually catch a few strays. Here they go. 1, 2, bang. 2 villagers are going to be going down. No, it just barely escapes. 2 villagers for the price of 1 knight. We will take that every day of the week. But, I mean, at this point, unfortunately, those crossbowmen were not able to kind of shoot in range. 13 are on the way, so Divine is actually going, you know what? You better start investing in that military soon, or else I'm going to be knocking on that door with a full ranged mass, which is incredibly good into what we have over here. Horsemen are on the way, though, which is going to be a nice change-up for the Joan of Arc player. But still feeling very good. Divine could also switch into Man-at-Arms as a front line. Feeling A-okay about that. Has plenty of food, plenty of gold at this point. Will need to move out to this back gold eventually. There is the Red Palace going down in the middle. Divine's actually going to see it, though. So they'll probably have to pull back. There's no way they're going to make this. They're going to actually drop this. No, VN, you can't do this. There we go. Cancels it almost immediately. The squadron's moving up. And that army is going to dissuade that even further. This crossbowman mass is ripping through whatever's in front of them. Arbs are going down left and right. And now Divine sees this. The scout is playing a huge role. This is exactly why you want to have a scout at all times. The crossbowmen have made it in. and they are going to be start to pepper down these poor villagers. And there they go. Jeanne is only level 2. This is why these nerfs are so important. Normally she'd be level 3, roaming around, and she's going to be going down quite quickly. There it is, some divine intervention. She just pops level 3 just in time, but that is 16 villagers down. I don't think it's worth the Red Palace. It might be a hot take, but Jeanne's up. They're going to be falling back. Divine can start to save up for that Imperial Palace. But 18 villagers go down. That is not worth. But look at that. The BBs are coming out for the Red Palace. Absolute destruction. But it's a little bit more defensive than I think VN wanted. I think he wanted to be a little bit more forward to protect the sacred site, to see if he could maybe cause a sacred site victory coming to fruition. These knights are going to be going down. Divine peppers them down. They're one-shot knights at this point. This mass is incredible, and actually gets one more. So a great trade there. There comes the trebuchets, going to be taking down this Red Palace from up top. The scout sitting up top, and this outpost are going to play a huge role. Going to be expanding one network of castles to get that beautiful increase of attack speed for this range mass, and then 2, it's going to be incredibly important for vision. Trebuchets really struggle when they have no vision. Of course, they have to move closer and closer, or you have to move your army a little bit closer and closer. So this Red Palace can be kind of taken down quite quickly, so it's a very unfortunate spot. As I mentioned, Divine had to move out for some sort of gold sometime, so it does move out a small little battalion over here to this kind of a secret gold. The Knights are kind of sitting back behind this Red Palace, and they're going to be looking to take this forward gold over here. Now that is the worst sound you can hear as someone that just dropped a impressive Imperial Age landmark, but one that you don't really have anything to defense for. You have no springholds. You don't have the money to do that at the current moment. You don't have the wood. You don't have the production, especially with the absolute atrocity that happened underneath the Red Palace, which was all of your villagers dying, 18 in total. And they're getting upgrades. They're starting to get on the repair, but that's even more idle time being caused for Divine. And I believe that Divine, this should be close because this Red Palace is pretty busted. But remember, it came back down to earth compared to what it used to be. It used to be 60 on town centers, and now I believe it's down to 40. Where do we see this? Yeah, we can see that the 40 is on the town center. But this is not going to be enough to keep this Red Palace up. This army is not nearly enough. Jeanne is looking pretty susceptible to these range compositions. She was not able to ride in like usual. That Wrath was not able to kind of do the same type of thing. There you go. That scout goes down, and Jeanne is moving out. But look at how much damage she's taking. Remember before, she would have been able to take that head on, no problem at all. But now the Red Palace is done. 3 trebuchets are coming in. They can start to hit anything they really want, and the next thing will be production. These relics are going to be keeping VN in the game for sure though, so making sure that they get plenty of that free gold. And they do have a pretty nice composition. 18 arbs is not too bad, and they're looking to get some damage done over here. Jeanne's trying to go and cause that wrath spell over here, but look at how squishy she is, going down in almost 3 shots, which I guess isn't that squishy, but it is insane compared to what we've been seeing from previously from Jeanne and this unit. These knights are trying to get in some sort of damage. It's not going to be anything doing. They are Imperial Age though, so this is going to be the difference. These arbs are going to start to cook through this military force because it's still only Castle Age. Remember that. Divine is looking pretty outnumbered at this point, and Jeanne is back. She's back, and she's causing some damage. Nope, she's going to be going down. One wrath spell is going to be causing a lot of damage, but she does eventually go down, and these trebuchets are doing some damage to this main town center. I think Divine's looking for a little bit of a snipe action here, which we do love to see. These arbs, though, Imperial Age arbs, looking nice with those golden domes. They're looking to cause some sort of damage. These horsemen are going to get in. They're going to be able to tank for days, and they're going to be moving in on these crossbows. A very strong and powerful unit. But these arbs are tracking them down, and they're proven to be a little bit better. The trebuchets have been pushed back. They do lose one. Divine has definitely been cut down on that military, and the destruction value is looking rough. Now, even the score over here, though, even with that insane dip in villagers, VN still has a score lead because that Red Palace did eventually go up. These arbs being that Imperial Age definitely saves them in that engagement, and now Divine's going to be looking to go for that Imperial Age. Let's see if he drops the old Burke right here, right down the middle. Could cause a whole bunch of damage. Rain, Hellfire from afar. keeping those trebuchets as a way for them to shoot anything they can possibly need. And this red palace is going to be too expensive to actually put back up anytime soon for Vienne. So we'll have to wait and see if he can get that up, or if he's going to leave it down and go, you know what, I need to invest in more arbs. The arbs are kind of slowing down in production. Same with these horsemen. They're going to take a long time to take down this outpost, though. There we go. Once the horsemen get involved, they should be in a better spot. And we still have the Age 4 coming in for Divine. So focusing a little bit more on the economy, getting all those upgrades in to make sure he can survive the next fight. The mango will be the perfect thing into this composition. Once these 2 mangoes pop out, he's going to be feeling very, very good about the situation. Arbs find these crossbowmen find even more villagers, which is brutal to go down. That's a very nice play there for Divine. They were completely walled in, so they had nowhere to go. And now just this one is just running all around. Divine has not picked up any relics just yet, so that's the only thing that really is standing the difference right now. Vienne is keeping himself in this game because of those relics. Guys, it is so important to make sure you have relic control. Look at this. Look at this difference, and the only reason why he's even in this game is because of those relics. He's able to get a lot more upgrades, is able to get more arbs, 32 in total, because he has the ability to get that free passive gold. 750, which is even more than Divine, who has so many more on gold at this point. They're actually going to find a few villager kills, which is very nice pick up there for Divine. Is going to be susceptible to dying to a bunch of these horsemen, though. And now the timer is on. Sacred sites have been secured yet again, and Divine has to move out quite soon, but going to be waiting, most certainly going to be waiting for that Imperial Age. It actually spends all of the gold all at once, so the Imperial Age is not on the docket. Let's see if Vienne can scout these mangoes. He's going to be seeing it quite soon. There is the mangoes backing off, but a wonderful shot there. These arbs do spread out. Joan goes down. The mangoes are getting so much value. That's so many arbs going down for very little investment from Divine, and even more going down. Brutal mango shots. These mangoes are playing for the MVP. Joan's looking very susceptible to being picked off from range, which, I mean, if you've been someone who's been getting flattened by Jeanne in the past couple weeks, this has got to make you feel pretty good about the current state. You know, just take it down a little bit. I want you to be useful, but it was insane how useful she once was. She is not feeling the same type of way at this point. Divine's looking and saying, you know what? You have arbs, no problem. They are better, but I'm just going to go crossbow straight up, and I'm going to get some siege in there, and I don't think you can stop me. We do have a sizable army, though, coming in for Vienne, and Vienne is also Imperial Age. Remember that Divine still is not floating a ton of food, does not have that gold just yet. That prelate gets absolutely obliterated on trying to take down that sacred site, and here come the Trebs. The Red Palace is actually back up, which is incredible. And now we can see the companion equipment is coming in from the Red Palace, trying to get that upgrade for Jeanne. Jeanne has proven to be, she will be very important in terms of getting these wrath spells off in this next spell. And it will be incredibly important for these companions to provide a little bit more of this front line. We do have a pretty sizable army, though. If they can get a nice engage and pick off this siege, they will be sitting in a decent spot. I'm not sure that will be the case, though. But a nice raid over here. 10 villagers have gone down, and these Imperial Horsemen pack a punch. Before Imperial Age, Horsemen are okay. During Imperial Age, though, Horsemen are elite. Would highly recommend sprinkling in Horsemen into your late game stage if you haven't already. They really add a whole bunch to this, and look at all this idle time they're causing. Yes, Divine has a lot more villagers, but it's just idle for days at this point. It's actually really good to snipe these of the English if you can. Snipe their mill, and it will cause a lot of problems, and it's pretty annoying to deal with as well. So they have found the gold. Oh my goodness, this is brutal. They do get a nice surround over here. There are spearmen on the way, but this is something that you'll be taking all day of the week if you're VN. More and more villagers going down. They're getting poked to death by these long spears of the law. They actually get out as well, poke down 18, and then move on. But this army is taking names, taking numbers. It's going to look to obliterate this army over here. Pretty pretty strong one, but there's nothing doing with this forward siege. There's no springholds, and these mangonels are just sitting there providing very, very nice cover, and this is not where you want to be if you're these arbs. Oh my god, brutal mango shots. These mangonel are really the defining factor in Divine's gameplay right now. It is 190 to 107. Vienne is putting up a great fight. Joan of Arc is trying their best, but this is going to be landmark snipes for days. They're looking to get 2 more down, and there it is. They're moving in. Now the relics are going down. Once these go down, that will be the turning point of this game. Besides, the biggest turning point was finding out that Red Palace. The second turning point, well, now that free money is gone. You can see that Vienne can't even spend it, and there is the GG's. The second the relics get popped out, it's all over. What a play from Divine. Let me know in the comments if you think that Joan is now too easy to kill. Let me know how you're feeling about it. Let me know how you're feeling about the patch. I hope you guys have a great night. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.